Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and Breakfast with Fernell. Here to entertain, and we will help you live well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are welcome in the essence. This broadcast, Brownstone, the light is contagious. But you need go on and receive it for yourself. Just open it, exuberant, evolution, excited. We standing on the foundation of expression. You might have seen, you might have been, or you could have gravitated. Our foundation, we want to create a space for all to collaborate and be liberated from eventually all over the globe. And we are extending a hand to those who are an extension from maybe platforms, dig into another stratosphere. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and Breakfast with Fernell. Here to entertain, and we will help you live well. And that is MSG, the message in the message. I can OD on my execution of excellency. And this as a man right now, and things aren't created, but see true.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Day Shift. I'm Paulette. You are in my dining room, my living room, my work table, one of them anyway. And we are here today to go over news and information that you could use, other information that you absolutely need to know about. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. You are in the neighborhood and the sun is shining. Y'all, where I live, they said it's supposed to be 75 beautiful degrees today. Now, I live in Atlanta, okay? And what I know is that we better enjoy this nice weather because it's about to get super, super hot. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Originally from Wisconsin, and I ran to go to college in the South. When I graduated from high school, I was like, oh no, we're not doing that. Now, here's a couple of things that you should know if you are not familiar with the Day Shift, how we do things here. Number one, what we do here is provide you with news and information that you can use. Number two, we do ask that you share, like, comment, become a part of the community by letting us know that you're here and sharing what you're thinking, what you're feeling, because that's important. Especially with everything going on, we try to make it available, make it where everybody has something to say and they can say that. Get your coffee, y'all. I'm trying to reach around. And it's not helping. Okay, so I'm gonna get my coffee and we're gonna go ahead and get started with news, updates, all the things, because it is important. So go ahead and get your coffee. One other thing that we do here is we make sure that we take our vitamins. We hold each other accountable, okay? Because some of us are at a discerning age that we need to start taking care of ourselves, or at least do the best that we can with what we have available to us, right? What are we talking about today? Of course, the Day Shift gives you news updates. We try to make sure that we give those to you so you can go about your day if you have not already been inundated with news updates, because we know how media is nowadays, right? But one of the things that I like to do here is I like to slow down just a little bit and pull some things apart where I can, okay? But yesterday I was so on fire with what happened with the budget bill passing the House. But here's what I want you all to know. It has not passed the Senate yet, okay? And what I want you all to understand is that now is the time more so than ever that you need to be contacting your senator, You need to be contacting their offices. And now, from what I'm understanding, there are people who have been put in position to answer those calls. Well, when you call, they're not supposed to respond back to you, but now they have been given what to say. Well, we never said that we were going to be cutting Medicaid. You ain't got to say it. If you read the bill, it's in there. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go one bigger. I'm gonna go one deeper. I'm gonna pull it. Okay, and we're gonna look at it. Here's something that a lot of us are not going to do, and this is why things like this need to be talked about. Is a lot of us are not going to read it. That's how we ended up in the situation that we're in right now. Right? People didn't read. They didn't read Project 2025. And they didn't read the news. They weren't being kept up with what's happening. You know why? Because we busy doing this. We scrolling. Not only are we scrolling, and I'm guilty, we are inundated with so much media. We want to make sure that the endorphins in our brain are constantly being fed the feel-good stuff that we have missed so much. And you know what? People know this. That's how so much has been able to be swept under the rug from us. Because we're not paying attention. We have allowed certain things to happen, and it is not anyone's fault. But now we have the ability as American people to do something about it. We could definitely do something about it. We know that tomorrow is supposed to be Blackout Day. We talked about that yesterday. I'm going to go back and review what we talked about yesterday because I need us to understand that it's not about just one day. If you're going to do the blackout, I need you all to really put your thinking cap on, and I need us to go ahead and review some other things so that you have more information to go on when you make a decision on where you're going to spend your hard-earned dollars. Again, I am a huge proponent of making sure that we shop local. I didn't say just shop Black or shop Asian or shop. We need to shop local. Thank you so much for those likes, right? Oh, y'all just talking and I don't even see it. I'm so sorry, y'all. It's just scrolling. We need to be shopping local. Okay. That's number one. We're going to talk about that today. And I'm going to review what we talked about yesterday so you all have a little bit more information. But let's get into some news and information that you can use. Do you have your coffee ready? You got your coffee ready? Thank y'all so much for those likes and those hearts. I definitely appreciate it. Okay. Big shout out to all of the people who are bold enough, brave enough to use your voice and get the word out and talk to the people and share with the communities that you're in, whether they be virtual or not, because it is absolutely important. So let's get some news and information together for you guys. Ben & Jerry's is talking about reclaiming the brand. Slow applause. And I mean that because I'm a Ben & Jerry's fan. I do not eat ice cream like that, but I absolutely love the fact that Ben & Jerry's has been staunch. You're at your sewing machine while listening. Welcome. Rojas with the roses, girl. Yes, I'm not even, hey, Miss Chocolate, y'all come on in here. Yes, let's get this news together. Yes, because what happens is we get inundated with the day. So let me be the big mama and sit at the table with y'all, and we're going to have a conversation. So Ben & Jerry said, we're going to take our brand back. And I'm glad to hear that because many more people need to. Yes, Ben & Jerry's. The founders of Ben & Jerry's could be angling to get their ice cream brand back from consumer goods giant Unilever. We talked about Unilever yesterday, right? Citing anonymous sources, duo Ben Cohen and Jerry Greenfield are said to have discussed the move over the past few months and may try to partner with socially conscious investors to pull it off. That's what I'm talking about. Let me go buy another deep freezer. Okay. I'm going to go buy another deep freezer just to get more Ben & Jerry's. That's what I'm talking about. The power is in the people. Listen closely. They can't do anything that we are not continuing to allow. I talk about this often. I had a video that's still going viral on Meta where I talked about how Target is doing the things that they're doing. And we said no. And I say this again, Leopard don't change his spots. He just changed position. Can we crowdfund? Listen, what do we need to do? What do we need to do to help Ben & Jerry's? Did you hear the people? They said, we ready. We ready, like the song said. We ready. We ready. The timing I think is intriguing. Okay, given that Unilever's leadership has changed. After, wait, y'all do know that the CEO actually stepped down, but this was after they told Ben and Jerry's to cool it on their social media. Did y'all know that? I don't like Target before and even more so now. Listen, girl, I remember growing up. Let's talk about Target just for a little bit. I remember growing up, learning more about Target and what they offered and so forth. And I thought it was like the greatest thing since sliced bread when Target came out. Because when I was a kid, it was Kmart and it was a place called Sparkman, something like that. Well, anyway, but it was Kmart. But more so than anything, and I'll go back to this, it was Sears and Roebuck. Before it was just Sears, it was Sears and Roebuck building that's still standing in Wisconsin, where I'm from. And the building is still there, beautiful building. But I remember going there as a little girl. But if we wanted a pair of shoes, we went to the shoe store. If I wanted a dress, my mother took me to the dress shop, you know, and at the end of the day, when big box retailers came in, they swooped up all of the things that people were looking for and put them in one building. And they left out the mom and pop shops, the local folks, the local people that were literally fueling the communities. And they lived in those communities and they worked in those communities and their kids and they worshiped together at their mosques or their schools and so forth, right? Because in the community that I grew up in, it was a large Muslim and Christian-based community, and we respected one another, right? Large community. I love that's the one thing I can say about where I grew up in Wisconsin. We had everybody. I went to school with everybody. How can you be racist? Everybody, all your friends look like the colors of the rainbow, and we knew each other's culture, and we just hung out, and we were great friends, and we still love each other to this day. And that's I think. But then I also grew up in the household that I did, where everybody was respected, no matter who you were. Small businesses that provided real customer service. Not only that, because they knew that I got to stand next to you while we're saying, you know, we're reading the hymns or, you know, so I got to respect you. But then also we gave the respect because we really like the people in our neighborhoods. Oh, you know, that's one of our favorite phrases here at the Brownstone Worldwide. You are one of the people in the neighborhood. Welcome to the neighborhood of Brownstone Worldwide. Y'all already know I'm going to talk about that, right? So I'm excited to see that Ben and Jerry's has made a decision to do what they must to get their business back. Okay. Now let's see what happens with that. Yeah. And the conglomerate Unilever, see, I didn't know this, is also in the process of spinning off its ice cream business. So that's how we grew up. We were colorblind and I loved it. Yes. Cause we did be like, hey, Miguel, hey, so, hey, how you doing? Come on over. And see, I also grew up in an area where if you were going to go to the grocery store, there was one. Matter of fact, I think they're still there. And it was Black owned. Yeah. So in the community I grew up in, it used to be nothing but Polish and German. I'm giving away where I grew up. Polish and German folks and Jewish. And some of those places are still there. There's this amazing delicatessen. Whenever I go home, I gotta go. And it's Jake's Delicatessen. You want a good Reuben? Baby, listen. You ain't lived till you had a Reuben from Jake's Delicatessen. Off of North Avenue. All right. Mr. Beast eyes $5 billion valuation. I'm sorry, what? No neighbors are being cool. The price of eggs. Nah, dude. What? Yeah, the price of eggs. Let's talk. Can we talk about the price of eggs? Y'all, I bought a dozen of eggs. This is what we do here. We talk. I bought a dozen of eggs the other day, and I haven't touched them. I'm terrified because they were expensive. And wait a minute. Did you all know that your eggs are probably coming from Turkey? All righty. YouTube's biggest star, Mr. Beast, his real name is Jimmy Donaldson, wants to get even bigger. So this creator is actually planning to raise hundreds of millions of dollars. Let me say that again. hundreds of millions of dollars that would value his holding company at $5 billion. Now, that's according to Bloomberg, okay? Citing anonymous sources. The money would fund Mr. Beast's diverse portfolio of businesses, which range from a chocolate brand to a video production company. Still best known for his YouTube stunts, Mr. Beast's off-platform activities include an Amazon competition show and rumored plans to buy TikTok, which is where some of you guys are right now, okay? All right, now, Squid Game tops Netflix show. See, we like to give y'all just a little bit of everything. Netflix releases its biannual rundown of its top content from the second half of 2024, reporting 94 billion total hours of viewing. That's a lot of viewing. Remember, I talked about that earlier this morning. We talked about how much we're spending in terms of our time watching, viewing, or if you're anything like me, one of the things that you do is you just let it run. You doing other stuff and it's like mindless, the white noise behind you while you're doing other things. You know what I'm saying? One of my biggest white noise shows is Unsolved Mysteries. The other one is The Golden Girls, and the other one has to top at Little House on the Prairie. Then I found out that there's an entire channel just for The Price is Right, the Bob Barker era. Why didn't y'all tell me? And so it plays in the background. So maybe what we're seeing is not so much that people are watching, but they're literally they're literally like doing the white noise thing while they're doing other things. Now, if that's you, I'm gonna say, show us some love, but I know that I'm not the only one that does that. The Price is Right tours. Wait a minute, what you mean The Price is Right tours, Mr. Kitty? What are we talking about? Sip your coffee. If you got your vitamins, I'm calling you to the carpet. Take your meds. Take your vitamins. I'm sitting here looking at mine, and I didn't get all my vitamins. The Price is Right goes on tour. Did they really? Where have I been? Oh my gosh. All right, so 94 billion total hours of viewing, a 5% increase over last year. The second season of South Korean hit Squid Game. Yeah, check your local. I definitely will. Thank you so much for that. 619.9 million viewing hours in just 6 days. Carry On, The Union, and Rebel Ridge were Netflix top films. How many of you all have seen Paradise on Hulu? That is my one guilty pleasure that I stop everything to watch. I take 1 hour out of the day when it drops on Tuesdays. And I think I haven't watched this Tuesdays, but if you have not seen Paradise on Hulu, and if you have Hulu, go ahead and check it out because you're really going to be fired up. Okay. All right. Now let's talk all about what we were talking about yesterday. You ready? First of all, let me go ahead and give you my quote unquote call letters like I'm in the radio studio. You are watching The Day Shift. Welcome everybody to The Day Shift. If you are on YouTube, you're on Facebook, you're on Bigo, you're on all of the other platforms that we're on. If you're on TikTok, please note that one thing that you need to know is that we are here between the hours of 8 to 10 a.m. only because sometimes I might not recover from overnight research until about 9 a.m. in the morning. So we're here today to talk about news and information that you can use and to prepare you for the long game. Okay, that's what we're talking about today. What I would really encourage you guys to do is if you are watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Bigo, is to share this live. If you're on TikTok, share this live because we're going to be digging deep on some information that I received yesterday, and I shared it yesterday, but I was so fired up. I really kind of didn't share it, and I did. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that, Blue Wave. I need us to be prepared for this because this is a long game. Listen closely to me. This is a long game. We do not have time to play around with this. In order for our voices to be heard, we're going to have to play the long game. Okay, so tomorrow is supposed to be the beginning of the economic blackout, and it's supposed to be for 1 day. But I need to share with you all, and I got my other laptop up so I can read this to you. I need you to grab your paper and your pen that you're going to be using for your 6 list for today. And I need you to turn that sucker over or whatever you need to do. And I need you to take notes. I need you to take notes. Okay, listen. I'm going in. Are we ready? Tomorrow is the economic boycott. Y'all know what? Everybody knows that. Did you hear what I said? Let me stir up this magnesium. I tell y'all, sometimes it's so clumpy. But anyway, I need y'all to know, everybody knows it, because it's all over the internet. It's all in these internet streets. Thank you so much for the likes. Hey, Tanya, how are you? Come on in. I'm getting ready to go in. I need us to be ready for this one. You got your pen and your paper ready? Let's go. One day is not going to make a difference. Do you not think that the individuals who are in the corporate seats and who have been hired by these companies in their marketing, their public relations, and their human resource departments do not know about this economic blackout? Which means they are absolutely prepared. How do you think they're going to be prepared, folks? Probably won't be a bunch of sales going on tomorrow. It's not, because they already know, because we told them. Real talk, we told them. This is a long game. And I had been saying this. So here's what I need you all to know. There's a young lady on Meta who broke it down. And I said, oh, this is perfect. I'll share it with my community. She wants us to share it, because what I want you all to know is that at the end of the day, this is more than just one day. It's more than just a week. It's more than you have got this. I heard a young lady say, and it could not be said more perfect. Listen to me closely. The bus boycott didn't end at a specific time. It ended when their demands were met. Did y'all hear that? The bus boycott did not end in a specific time frame. It ended when their demands were met. Okay? And it does repeat itself. Absolutely. Yes, it does, Miss Mom 3. Yep. So here we go. Number one, boycotts. What? That's what she says. I've worked corporate retail for 20 years. It's literally my job to know how and why consumers spend. One day won't mean shit. That's what she says. Stop buying everything except your essentials. Where you gonna get your essentials from? Costco. If your electronics break down, find out who is standing firm on what they believe in. Apple. They doubled down last night. We talked about that yesterday, as a matter of fact. Not last night, but the day before. And we talked about it yesterday here. Stop buying everything except essentials until further notice. If you're serious about making companies pay attention, long-term action is the only way. Not this short-term stuff. One day is not going to make a difference, because like I said, if you think that they're not paying attention, if they're not online, if you think your congressman and your senator and all of those is just not paying attention and their head is in the sand, like a lot of us have said we're going to do for the next 4 years, think again. Delete all of your retail apps. Unsubscribe from all emails. Go to the actual site and leave site reviews. Let's stop right there, because as a business owner myself, put that disposable money in your children. Come on, somebody, Miss Mom. Yes, we do need to stop and put that money in our communities. That part. Yes. Yes, there you go. You guys read, Mr. Kitty. Yes, I read mine. Well, I have to, right? But if you own so much stuff, yeah, just okay. So listen, we're saying this because it is true. Do you read your email? I do. Like, I just had one pop up and I was like, oh, I gotta hurry up and read that because it's business. But here's the thing. I'm gonna tell y'all this from a business perspective, and if anyone else here owns a website, you know this to be true, right? If you own a website, you ought to be looking at your analytics every day. I look at my analytics every time I go live. I look at my analytics every morning for brownstoneworldwide.com, Cityscape Radio, and I look at my analytics for Brownstone Living Magazine, the digital version. I actually know where you are listening from. I know how much time you spent there. So do not think that they don't do the same thing. When we delete an app, when you delete the Cityscape Radio app, I know it because I get a report on who unfollows the whole. I know because I can look at the reports. How many of y'all looking at your reports every day and you know exactly what to do? Why do you think I come on here twice a day? Because the numbers don't lie. Shout out to Dr. Michelle Josie. She's one of the people in the neighborhood with her show. Numbers don't lie. Yes, it's facts. So when you unfollow them, unsubscribe from all their emails, we get a kickback and it tells us who unsubscribed. So they're going to be paying attention. And when that starts happening in mass, they're going to be like, whoa, 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 right? We pay attention to that so we can understand how to pivot accordingly. You think so, Miss Mom? I don't know sometimes. But this is a true story. This is literally what I do in the morning. Even before I get out of bed, I literally open up my little tablet, my little iPad, and I start running numbers. I have to. Real talk. Because it helps me understand. Because number one, I have a team that I have to pay. They got paid yesterday. It was a bonus. Because see, a lot of the things that we do, this is just me just being transparent, is when Facebook pays for our content, which they do, they get a cut. Okay, so delete all of your retail apps. If you got it, and we're talking about those. Listen, find out what you need to find out. And it's going to be, I'm going to make it something that I'm going to do as well. Like I'm going to start, researching who, like Amazon made a decision. Jeff Bezos said, what the Washington Post, we're not doing any more commentary. We're going to only talk about this and this. If it's not about my businesses, and if it's not about free enterprise, we're not talking about nothing else. And the person that was the head of the department that did the commentary stepped down. Define retail. Does that include gaming apps? Do you think it does, sir? The research is going to have to be done in order for you to make those decisions. But retail, when we're talking about retail, we're talking about goods that we have to physically pick up and go purchase. So let's talk retail. Retail is going to the store. That's e-commerce, what you're talking about. Well, can I shop on their website? I don't think you should, because it's the same company. So find out who the mother companies are. That's going to be vital, and that's going to be important. So remove the retail app. That would be Walmart.com. That would be Amazon.com. That would be Target.com. That would be their app itself. Unsubscribe from their emails, because there are other companies that are out there. And we've been talking about this for days, and I know I'm not the only one that's talking about it. Shop local. My local chamber of commerce has an app that shows you the businesses in the area. And when you go and shop local, they'll scan your QR code on your app, and they'll literally, wait a minute. Okay. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, what code are you talking about, ma'am? So yeah, do you see what I'm saying? Even if I take you for the cake, hey, I mean, you know what I mean? But this is kind of the same thing. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, did you really, are you really here for that? Hang on, because somebody is talking to me and I don't understand. Okay, so delete apps. So like I have on here, I think I already did it, y'all. I had Amazon on my phone. It's not on here anymore. But I got rid of Sam's. I didn't renew my membership at Sam's. And I had a membership with Walmart as well. When applicable, shop local. Yes, absolutely. That is the deal. Shop local for sure. Okay. The next thing that you should absolutely be doing. Oh, they done changed the color, child. That's why. Let me see. didn't get anything. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. Delete all your apps. Got it? That's number one. Unsubscribe from your emails. Go to the actual site. This is important. Listen to this, okay? Listen, listen, listen. Go to the actual site and leave site reviews telling them exactly what you're doing and why. Did you peep that? Tell them why you're doing it. See, leave those reviews. Let them know why. And here's something else. This is something else that you need to know. Walmart Marketplace. I'm going to break this down. Walmart Marketplace and Amazon both have independent businesses that use the platform to sell to the masses. If you have a product that you use on a regular basis that is on the Amazon or Walmart Marketplace platform, what I need you to do is find out if those companies have their own website. Okay? How do I know this? I was on Marketplace. I was on Walmart Marketplace. Website. Our little store. So on there. Take us back to, and that's going to take some time. But that was a decision that I made for Brownstone Living and Essentials. But the thing is in our head, they're a bigger platform. This is what I need to do to build my business, XYZ, right? So therein lies that issue. Okay. Now, what else do we need to do? Every company, this is the reason why this is important. You listening? Every company tracks NPS scores. Do you know what an NPS score is? Let me spell it out for you. Net Promoter Score. An NPS is a Net Promoter Score. It is our consumer sentiment. It's how we feel about anything. And most employers actually do like this annual survey every year, right? It's an NPS score. It is a test that is put together, usually by the human resource department, that literally tells you, hey, how we want to know how you feel. We want to know what you're doing, blah, 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 those kinds of things, okay? This helps businesses and employers know exactly what they need to do for upcoming quarters and seasons, okay? Are you hearing what I'm saying? When we are doing what we need to do, okay, when we are doing what we're supposed to do, they'll understand, well, wait a minute, these behaviors, I don't understand, Bob. What's happening? What are we doing? Why aren't they purchasing? Somebody took a video yesterday of what was happening in a Target. And the store was empty except for like 3 people. And they had already sent over, her doctor's office had already sent over her prescription to the pharmacy, and the pharmacy was closed. And she was like, y'all, there's nobody in here. She was like, it's working. She was like, I didn't buy a thing, but I had to come and pick up my prescription. There's nobody here. Now let's talk about the big elephant in the room. After here, invasion of privacy is absurd, and they wonder why people abandon ship. Yeah, There you go. Consumer sentiment. Okay, so delete all your apps. We talked about that. Unsubscribe from all emails. Go to the actual website and leave site reviews telling them exactly what you're doing and why. Let's back this up just a little bit. Why is this important? Why are we talking about big box retailers? Because baby, they the multi-billion-dollar corporations that are greasing the palms of the people that are in your Senate and your Congress. You hear about all of the PACs and all of the things, and you don't know what that is. That's what that is. They're paying and greasing folks' palms so they can get stuff done locally that impacts you. But we forget that we, the people, hold the power. Make sense? Honestly, let's just keep it real. I have to slow down and not be as passionate as I was yesterday, because yesterday I was on 10 and I still am, but I need us to understand what's really happening out here and how you really do hold the power. Okay. Now, what's the next thing? Fill your cart. This one is important when you go to their websites, because now you done deleted the app. You've unsubscribed from the emails. Go to their websites, fill your carts, and then abandon them. Okay? Fill your carts and then abandon them. Okay? Does that make sense? Fill your carts and then abandon them. Don't buy big stuff. Buy your everyday stuff. Thank you for the love, y'all. I appreciate that. Don't buy the big stuff. Don't fill it with high crazy ticket items, she says. Fill with what you would normally purchase. Why? Because again, you got to remember, numbers don't lie. Why are they abandoning toilet tissue? Why are they abandoning X, Y, and Z? Right? Remember that. Remember that. Then high ticket items they'll ignore as flukes or bots, right? But those everyday items like your Dawn dish liquid, your coffee, your tea, those kinds of things, bidets are on the rise. Bidets are on the rise. I can't with you. Mr. Kitty, that was funny. I wonder why. Reminds me when I was giving birth to my children and I had all of my children natural honey. And I remember a bidet was a necessity in my household. Yes. Now, fill the carts. Now, what they do is that data, they know what you're abandoning. What are we going to do? They're not buying toothpaste. You know why? Because we're getting it at the flea market. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. Okay. We're going to talk about that. All right. Now, the biggest thing that you all need to understand is that they are paying attention. You think that it's just a pretty website and they doing all the things. No, they're not. They're literally paying attention. Okay? Not everyone can boycott places like Walmart. Okay? Hear me. And I'm fully aware of that. Just like we were talking yesterday and everybody's talking about, oh, well, that's the only store in my area. I grew up in a food desert. You know what I mean? So I absolutely understand that there was one grocery store and sometimes, honey, the cabbage would be dried out. Okay. But that was what they had. Okay. So here's the thing. She said the same thing. I grew up in a super rural area. Research brands that carry that are the lesser of all evils, if nothing else, and buy those. The big brands will lose market share. Listen to what she just said, and I need y'all to hear me. Listen to what she said. I'm going to read this every day because it's going to take more than one day. Don't buy Nestle. Don't buy the Coca-Cola. Buy the Mountain Dew. Buy Mountain Bolt instead of Mountain Dew. Okay? Buy peanut butter instead of Skippy. You get it? Because they're going to lose market share. That's important for you to know. Do not purchase the big store brands. Those big, huge brands that have like millions of dollars of budgets to sell you Gerber and water and all the things. get you some of that local food, those essentials. There's one here local called, it's called Essentials. It's just something essentials. I forgot what it's called. But everything essentials I'll purchase. But I'm going to tell you something else that I do just so that you're aware. Then we're going to move forward and we're going to talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene and her foolery from day before yesterday. I forgot to play it. I need you all to hear it. And then we're going to talk about what happened in the White House yesterday. Let's see. What's happening is these big brands don't like to lose market share because they have to go back to their investors and say why they did. Well, y'all tell them why. The power is in your purse. It's in your purse. Trust me on this one. Because they got to go back to their investors and say why they didn't make the money that they said they were going to make. Cheers to that. Drink your coffee. Because we always forecast, and every quarter I forecast. Every month I forecast. Every annual, at the end of the year, we forecast. What do we plan on doing this year? How much money does the Brownstone plan to make? We can't spend any money if they don't share. Let me tell you what I do. Number one, I shop local. Number two, I go to flea markets. My honey, I purchase local from this guy that actually he teaches how honey is made, and it is horrifying once you find out what honey is. Okay. So I purchase my jelly local, or I'm going to start making it because I know how. Okay. That's what happens when you grow up in a household with a woman that teaches you how to do a bunch of stuff by hand. Yes, I have the deep freezers. I got all the things. Okay. Some of you may not have the capacity or the ability to be able to do it, but let me catch a sale. I ran and got that deep freezer, honey. It was on sale for $125. I couldn't pass that up with a stick. And if I can fit another one in my garage, I will. Now, the impact is going to hit earnings, and it's not going to happen in one day. They'll sit back and take a nap for a day. They'll go play golf for a day, and they'll be ready for you come Saturday with a huge sale, huge savings, 50% off, 25% off. They already raised the price so they could mark it down to what it already was anyway. Come on now. Cheers to that. Okay. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right. So again, let's recap. And then we're going to talk about Marjorie Taylor and what she said about these federal workers. And I ain't like the chick, no way. Okay. Boycotts have worked. But here's the thing. You cannot do it for one day. What did I say earlier? The bus boycott of Montgomery did not have an end date. It ended when their demands were met. Do we even know what our demands are? It ought to be that House budget, that budget. They're coming for Medicaid. They're coming for Medicare. They're coming for SNAP. There are people that desperately need all of them. I heard, let me see if I can find it, because y'all need to hear this. You're not going to believe what this dude said. And then we need to have this conversation because I was blown away. Let me see if I can find it. Oh gosh. I think it was Mike Johnson that said it. And I was blown away. I was like, is this dude for real? He literally said that. He said, y'all, the Tate brothers have been released from Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan have left Romania on a private jet headed for the United States, actually headed to Florida. Gene Hackman and his wife have been found unalived in their home along with their dog. A hungry person is a desperate person. Yes, that is true. All right, let's talk about, let's see if I can find what he said. Because I need y'all to hear this because it blew me out the water. I was like, y'all got to be kidding me. Your Speaker of the House said, and I'm going to put it in perspective. He said, the American people should go back to work. They should be going to work. And I'm trying to paraphrase it without putting words in his mouth because I don't want this to come back and bite me. He said that people should be going back to work instead of getting Medicaid. They should be going to work and getting good jobs. Listen, getting good jobs so that they can get the health insurance that they need from their employer. Okay, let's talk about that. These are the same people that are greasing palms. This is your Walmart. This is your Target. I used to work for Walmart, so I know what I'm talking about. Walmart is not giving you 40 hours. You know why? The minute you get 40 hours, by law, they have to give you health insurance. You become a full-time employee at that moment, and they will stop you at 39 and a half. And you better clock out at 39 and a half. Ask me how I know. That's why I worked when I was in college. They're not ever going to give their people, if they could keep from it, that keeps their rolls low with what they have to pay. Then on top of that, they're already getting government kickbacks. So what do? They encourage you to go and get Medicaid. But it is, though. It is a requirement. It's called the Affordable Care Act, or what some people call Obamacare. It is a requirement. 32.5, and you have to get benefits. See, that's what I'm saying. Oh, you good? You good, Mr. Kitty? But do you see what I mean? They will make you clock out. We should be holding businesses accountable. You work people, and then you don't want to pay for their health care. Why is it not a requirement for jobs to require health care if someone is hiring you? Well, it should be. But if you part-time, it's not. Okay. He said, I'm aware, right? And it should be, period. The Ukraine showed the millions they gave all of the political leaders. He exposed them all. See? But it's not enough to just talk about it. That's not what we do here. We're gonna vent. We're going to get it off our chest. And then what we doing? What are we doing? So Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson said, people should be going to work. The system is gone, my dear. Girl, listen. Let me take that off. Okay. All right. There we go. So I should be able to see y'all now. I have to go back and manage later. The system is gone. And I said that too, because let me tell y'all do know that Musk is developing, or his team is developing. Why are you okay with hiring someone and not taking care of their well-being? Because they worried about their personal bottom line and their investors. That's why. Period. Don't care. Michael Jackson said it best. All I really want to say is that they don't really care about us. Okay, so he said, and I wished I could find it. I wish I could go back, because I was looking at it this morning and I was just shaking my head. I could not believe this dude said that. But he said that it should be a requirement that people go to work and get good jobs and da-da-da-da-da. And I want to say Walmart was he right? To a degree. What? Right. So define good job. See, that's my question. What does that mean? And it's one thing to say that, nickel plated, and I feel you on that. But it's another thing to take the power that I have and take it back and do something with it. I understand. Trust me. The things that I want to say. But I also understand that there comes a point when we all have to say, what are we going to do about it? And it comes down to, we're going to have to hit them in the head in their pockets. We're going to have to. And it has to be the long game. One day is not going to be enough. That's number one. Number two, here's the other thing. We already know Walmart is not giving you anything past a specific number of hours. So they don't have to give you full-time benefits. What's the minimum wage in this country? Is $7.50 an hour. You can't even pay rent with that. If you own a home, what you doing with that? $7.25. Thank you. I gave it 25 cents more. Too much, huh? $7.25. What you doing with that? Major corporations, Carnival Cruise Lines is paying people $18 an hour. They're a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Choose small businesses. Go to your flea markets. Good morning, Wanda. How are you? Good to see you. Only buy with small businesses. Only deal with them. 100. Yes, Costco is. I heard that they starting some employees out $30 an hour. Where I'm going this weekend? I'm going to Costco. I'm going to Costco. I'm going to Costco. I'm going to Costco. With my wig on. I'm putting the wig on so I can go. Listen, with the lace front. That's what I'm doing. I'm being so serious. So we have to figure out where we can go. People would love to go to work and get benefits. So it sounds good because what they try their best to do with their rhetoric when they open their fat mouths after they've been voted in and all of the things is they forget, number one, that where they are is temporary. That's number one. But see, I'm gonna also tell y'all something else too, and then we're gonna get back into this. Y'all they there for a short time, long enough for them to get their good book deals, to get them a multi-million-dollar program with a media company, so they set for life and so forth. Right? That's what hit them in the pockets, and they will beg people to come back without our money. The rich will, yeah, absolutely. 100. Girl, you just missed this part we just went through. We're going to go through it again before I go leave here. So big shout out to Leanne Dulce. She is one of our people in the neighborhood. Her show, Wake Up Happy Sis, is live. It's going live in 1 minute on Brownstone Worldwide. Y'all can go ahead and check it out. She's also a podcaster, Wake Up Happy Sis. She and Sharonda Seeley, I know, have an amazing show. Thank you so much, Deals with Nia. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Y'all, I was going to say, oh, let's wrap it up. No, we can't. Give me another 15 minutes, okay? So if you have to get your stuff from Amazon or whatever, wrap it up, and uninstall. Get rid of your Prime membership. Oh, but I can't get rid of my Prime membership. Yes, you can. Because Roku got the same stuff. Yeah. Be careful with Tubi that's owned by Fox. I'm just saying. I mean, if we really real in these streets, we got to be 100 across the board. Facts. I'm just saying. All right. Now, what were we talking about? So with the Walmarts and with these other companies, $7.25 an hour. Thank you, Mr. Kitty, for clarifying that and helping me to understand that it ain't even $7.50 an hour. What insurance are you getting after you pay FICA, Medicare that you've paid into, Social Security that you've paid into, Medicaid, and everybody else and their cousins and them on your check with $7.25 an hour? Who health insurance you going for? That's what the Affordable Care, nothing, none. So you got to go sign up for it. You got to go sign up for food stamps. Those are the things that you have to do so you can eat. Or the emergency room, exactly. Or the emergency room. Okay? So therein lies that issue. Now, here's the other thing. When he said what he did, I was like, and I'm going to find the video when we come back at noon. I'm going to play it because I couldn't believe he was saying what he was saying. And he was saying it with such disgust for the American people. That's just like that press secretary. She's got absolute disgust for the American people and the American press. We're going to talk about her too and how they dogging her out with her little thin lips. It ain't her fault. None at all. You ought to see my mother's lips. She didn't have none. Good morning from Texas. Found you on the For You page. Hey, Ruth, come on in here. Thank you so much for that. I'm so glad y'all here today. Welcome to the day shift, but nothing will work because it's all relative. But we could say that. And they hope that enough of us think that and believe that. You know what I mean? I don't believe for a minute. Thank y'all for the likes. I don't believe for a minute that we don't have any fight. Call your senators. Hold these people accountable. Call your senators. Hold these people accountable. Highest percentage of benefits of but that's the narrative that they want us to have, though. You know what I mean? They do. Nothing will work. Oh, okay. Hold on. Hold my beer. Let's talk about this. I'm going to take y'all back just a little bit. For those of you all who are unfamiliar with my story, I grew up in a foster home. My foster mother grew up in the 20s. My foster father grew up in the 20s. They had been married like 50 something years before they passed away. As a young girl, I asked often, what was it like living during the Depression? Because they grew up in the 20s and the 30s. And she said, with a straight face, having her morning coffee, cheers, what depression? We didn't have no depression. Them white folks had depression. They didn't want us to be a part of nothing that they had going on. We had our own grocery stores. We had our own places to shop and to have fun and to do all the things. Yes, now I'm paraphrasing what she said. She said, my father owned the grocery store. My people had credit accounts, XYZ. We didn't have a depression. We didn't even know it was going on because Jim Crow had already locked them out. You said something earlier, Nickel Plated. You said, shop local. Shop with your local people. They had created their own economy. Yes. Haven't we heard about it already? There were Black Wall Streets all over the nation. And let me be clear, I ain't just talking about Black folks, because this is not a race war, y'all. This is a class war. They've already told you that they're selling America to the highest bidder. And we sitting here like we ain't got no power. I'm here all the time. Inbox me. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I heard, and I don't know why that stuck in my head. But now I know why. If you ain't got no gold card, baby, you don't even matter. We just a working class. My father's from Arkansas. What depression? Bearden, Arkansas. Camden, Arkansas. Yes. But it just ended because we're all dealing with the same thing. They're telling us what they think about us in a room full of rich folks. In a room full of rich folks. But I need you all to understand, your economy is at that flea market. Your economy is at your downtown area where that boutique is, where that sister been hoping that somebody will buy that dress out that daggone window so she could buy her baby what she needed for that event that she needs to go to. Yeah. There are people out there that have the products and services that you need right now, and they are not big box retailers. Get up on a Saturday morning and go to your flea market and see how many people out there got all of the stuff that you need right there, and you never have to set foot in a Target, a Walmart, or anything else like that again, unless you just really want to be defiant to what is going on in this country right now. Camden, Arkansas right here. Chittister, what? Oh, baby, you probably know my folks then. Yeah. I got family right down there right now. My little cousins graduated from Chittister High, down Camden High, not Chittister, but they go to high school in Camden. Bus go pick them up. Bluff City in the house. Yeah. Bearden, Fordyce. Big shout out to all of the people in that area. Girl, yes. Yes. Well, my family's last name is Berry. That's all you need to know, right? Throwers and berries. Yeah, my brother bought a house in Camden about 2 years ago, him and his wife. All right. I worked at the radio station there. I talk about that often. I was at Magic 104.5, Y95, and K97 for years. Yeah. All right. What was I talking about? Oh, So shop local. Y'all already know somebody is having a rummage sale. Somebody is having a flea market event. Get up on a Saturday morning, like I said. They all over the place, y'all. Bingo, Mr. Kitty. I done already started. We made a list of everything that we're going to, yes. God sent you to this live, yes. Uh-huh. And I'm sure, Ruth, that if you've ever been a part of any of the Juneteenth events or the Daffodil Festival or any of those, I was a part of those committees. Mm-hmm. We definitely need to say, hey, girl, yeah, we used to have so much fun. And then I moved to Atlanta. It's jumping today. Yes, because I'm telling you, and then you have so much fun. There's a place here in Atlanta. Actually, it's McDonough, Georgia. I live about 10 minutes away from McDonough, Georgia, right? Now that's South Atlanta, or the Squats, South Atlanta. That's what we call it. So South Atlanta, come here. And there's a flea market. There's two. There's a flea market that I go to, and it's outside, but they also have a building. And on the outside, all of the vendors come, and you pay like $55 for the day. 28 years in Atlanta, from Marietta to Covington. Come on now. Gwinnett County over here. I'm in Spalding now. This is where I had my house built. Yeah. I'm telling you. Y'all, YouTube, Facebook, we here. We see you. Okay? So listen. Get up Saturday morning and go get all your stuff. I can go to a flea market and I can get my paper towels, I can get my toilet tissue, my cleaning supplies, all of the things that I need at a flea market. But you have so much fun because it's almost like a carnival, because there's always something going on. It's little restaurants on the inside, all of these little businesses that are trying to feed their families. That's what I had. Brownstone Living in Essentials actually had a little storefront. And it was a part of a flea market. That's what it was. And we opened up Friday, Saturday, Sunday, made our money, stacked our coinage, and then whatever shopping that we needed to do for the household, we would do it with the people right there. And the money never left the community. Are you following where I'm going with this? Creating our own financial silos. And that's the reason why so many Black communities were destroyed. Because we were spending money with each other. And like I said, this is not about Black and white. This is about shopping local so that people can feed their families. This is about showing the power that we have as a people. We may not be in a time where we can take the tea and pour it into the Boston Harbor, but we sure know how to take whatever we need in terms of money and pour it back into our communities where it matters. Where it matters. When was the last time that you went to a school board meeting, a board of education meeting? When was the last time? You vote them people in too. Did you know that? It should be about being a good human. That part, and looking out for your fellow humans. The stories my dad used to tell us growing up in the Jim Crow South in Arkansas. And he told us about how his dad was the first Black Dozier operator that built the highways from Oklahoma, Louisiana, Texas, and Arkansas, right? So whenever he would come home, my grandmother and my grandfather had a home in a community where they were the only Black family. But they were the only Black family that had a television. And what they would do in their houses, they would open the door, and the white people in the community, they would all come outside and sit outside and watch TV on this black and white TV that my grandparents had. And they shared fish and they communed together because they had to survive, and they all worked at the same place. This place is still standing. It's called Anthony Timberlands. Yeah. Amazing. Right? We have to learn how to build community like that. My dad tells a story. He remembers the year that they desegregated the school that he went to. And it terrified everybody. Yeah. But they knew how to work together, both Black and white and Native American. They knew how to work together. And they're still like that in that area. They're still like that because it's such a tiny community. I'm not saying that we just completely block ourselves off from everything that's happening in the world, but we need to get back to where the community was run by the community. We're still connected to the local, to our government and so forth, and we're still going to vote those, but we need to start paying more attention to what's happening out here. And we have not been. We've gotten so used to doing this, and we've gotten so used to, Camden Fairview. My daughter Imani graduated from there. Camden Fairview High. She's 30 now. Yep, you have to participate in order for that to happen. Period. Come on, Bernie. Let's talk about Bernie, y'all. I gotta go. It's almost 10:15. I gotta go because I do come back at noon and we do tips, topics, and talk. But I definitely wanted to come on here and we wanted to share with you all during the day shift what we need to be doing long term, because it is vital. It is important for us to understand we got to shop local. Come out these big box retailers. You will be back again. Good to see you. I'm so excited that you stopped by, Ruth. Thank you so much. It was really fun. Love you much, lady. Don't stop what you're doing. I won't. And I thank you all. Share this. Let people know that we're here. I don't always get it right, but I definitely try to get it. Okay. Let's talk about that. And we're going to come back and we're going to play this for all of the people that decided that they no longer want to be a part of what is happening, even though they voted for it. Y'all see this? This is for you. Ah, yes. For all of the people that didn't think that the leopard was going to eat their face. Shout out to Francesca Ramsey for that. All right, you guys, listen. We'll be back. We're going to review this once again. We're getting ready to have our meeting about Brownstone Living Magazine. Go ahead and get your copy up above. It is our Black History issue with Mr. Freddie Taylor on the cover. And I will be back for tips, topics, and talk for those of you all who are not familiar with us. We are Brownstone Worldwide, Brownstone Living Magazine, and Cityscape Radio. How do you get a copy? Mr. Kitty, it's above. It's in the stand store. If you are on Facebook, if you are world sponsor, go to brownstoneworldwide.com and it's there as well on the main page. Okay. Go ahead and get your copy. Matter of fact, hold on, before we leave, let me go ahead and let you all see the cover because I'm so proud of the work that we're doing. We are actually in our second year. We just celebrated an anniversary. Here's the cover of Brownstone Living Magazine. Isn't she amazing? Shout out to Mr. Freddie Taylor of Urban Intellectuals. Head over to urbanintellectuals.com and get your flashcards. He created these and now he's taking people to other countries and so forth. Him and his dad, Mr. 95. His dad is actually 95 years old. And they do all these amazing things. And shout out to his amazing wife, Crystal Taylor. Amazing people, amazing friends of mine. But yeah, so yes, that is correct. You are correct, Ruth. Yes, and we are rocking out. BrownstoneWorldwide.com, Cityscape Radio, and Brownstone Living Magazine. It is in my stand store. It is absolutely free. It doesn't cost you anything. Just put your email in there because we're getting ready to invite you all to be people in the neighborhood. What does that mean? You'll get an opportunity if you want to provide commentary. You want to let people know what you believe and what you think, as long as it is valid content. Baby, we got a place for you. We got a place for you. All right, you guys, 3 things that I always like to tell people before we end every single show. We got the power. But remember this, love your life. It is the only one that you have. 2, live your life to the fullest and embrace everything that is your life, because you only get one you might as well enjoy every single moment of it. And lastly, breathe through every single moment. Now, you get an opportunity to listen to Brownstone Worldwide's newest song called Brownstone Worldwide. We'll see you around.
Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and Breakfast with Vernell. Here to entertain, and we will help you live well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are welcome in the essence. This broadcast, Brownstone, the light is contagious. But you need go on and receive it for yourself. Just open it, exuberant, evolution, exciting. We standing on the foundation of expression. You might have seen, you might have been, or you could have gravitated. Our foundation, we want to create a space for all to collaborate and be liberated from eventually all over the globe. And we are extending a hand to those who are an extension from maybe platforms, dig into another stratosphere. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and Breakfast with Bernard, here to entertain, and we will help you live well. And that is MSG, the message in the message. I can OD on my execution of excellency. And this as a man right now, and things